Hey there, so in this video I'm going to explain the types of odorless paint thinners that you should use for your oil painting. The biggest thing to remember is you don't want to go to just any store and buy odorless thinner, and just because it says odorless on the bottle does not mean that it is actually safe for artists to use. I bought some at Lowe's one time and I was in a small room, and after a few hours of painting I was feeling really lightheaded, and so after that I made sure that I bought artist quality oil solvents. So here's just a few brands that will work. This one's by Masterpiece and it's an odorless paint thinner. I use this one most often nowadays. This is by Gamblin and it's 100% pure odorless mineral spirits. And here's one called Turpentine, which is odorless, and it says for artists on the can. So these are still combustible and all of that, but they are safe to use as long as you have safe containers, and I'm going to show you some of those container options now. So when you're choosing a container for your oil solvents, you want to think about your situation. So if you're traveling to and from art lessons, you're going to want to have a container that has a really good lid that won't leak. And so here's a small jar, and it has a screen down in the bottom. This lets the oil pigments fall to the bottom of the jar when you are rinsing your brush. Here is a baby food jar. This does not have any type of strainer in it, but here lately I like to use just tiny jars with just a small amount of oil thinner in them. And when I'm done, I can just dump the thinner out and just replace it with some clean thinner the next time that I paint. So a lot of times I'll just use a very small, just a basic condiment cup with a lid. These are always good for sealing in liquids, and again, when it's kind of dirty and used up, I can just toss it. Here is another option, and this one is made to clip onto a flat wooden pallet, and this is, you can buy these in a double or a single. So they have a screw-on lid. I don't have much experience traveling with these, so I would think that these lids are pretty secure, but I can't vouch for that. So these are some options for your containers, and again, it just depends on what your situation is. And if you're at home, you might just use a tiny jar that you can easily clean out. And also keep in mind the safety. If you've got young children around the house, you always want to keep these containers put away to where they cannot have access to them. And if you ever put solvents into a different sort of container, please label it so that people know that it's paint thinner. So there you go. There are some options for odorless paint thinners that are safe for use with oil painting, and some containers to put them in. If you want to know more about my classes, visit creativekina.com, and don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel.